Louisiana sheriff defending his department's handling of the road rage shooting that led to the death of NFL star running back Joe McKnight of the New York Jets. The police department has been criticized for taking 4 days to charge Ronald Glasser with manslaughter. Critics blaming the delay on race, however, the sheriff emphatically denying that. This as the search is on for the man suspected of shooting 2 Georgia police officers. Now, we've got 1 officer killed, another in critical condition. We're staying on that story for you. With me now, Dallas Fallen Officer Foundation President, he's Sergeant Demetrick Pennie. Sergeant, thank you so much for joining us and for your service to our country. The Louisiana Sheriff Sergeant said that they interviewed more than 100 witnesses, and no one said it was racially motivated. What are your thoughts on all of this?
Yeah, I think that the sheriff did an excellent job with handling that situation. But we got to remember what's really happening here. This Black Lives Matter, this whole movement is a narrative that they're enforcing. These individuals don't understand the administration of justice. They don't understand the strategy that was put in place by this sheriff. In fact, there's a certain level of mistrust that exists in a lot of these communities, particularly in the inner city, where they don't trust the police. So just like in my situation, we're following the lawsuit. You know, those individuals, you're going to get death threats. You're going to get, try to be intimidated, and the sheriff has to be concerned about that. So he did make the right decision by saying that he's going to let this individual out. I mean, he wasn't a flight risk, which would be the first question to ask that anyone would ask. So to let him out and then come back and get all the facts and file the case. So I definitely applaud the sheriff for taking the actions that he did. And I wouldn't entertain any of the nonsense from those radical groups.
We also have an Ohio firefighter shot after fighting a house fire Monday night. So do you think that anti-police sentiment is now being aimed at firefighters as well?
I think it's being aimed at anybody that's in the first responders profession. Firefighters, paramedics, police officers, simply because they wear a uniform. These individuals directly want to target law enforcement, but now we see that now they're taking the closest target that they can get to. And in that situation, it was firemen, and firemen just so happened to be the target of a targeted attack. So now I think that we need to have an administration to step up and start looking at this, and hopefully with a new DOJ coming in, then we'll have a little bit more stronger policies to support law enforcement so they can do their job and protect law enforcement officers.
Sergeant, we've got President-elect Donald Trump. He's planning on visiting Ohio State victims and first responders after last week's terrorist attack. It's unclear if President Obama has spoken to any of the victims there. We're monitoring that developing story. What are your thoughts on how President-elect Trump will handle terror in our country?
Oh, I think that's definitely going in the right direction. And in fact, that's something I've looked at and actually studying this for in my formal research. I've been studying this for 3 years, and that attack that happened in Ohio State, I saw that as a rising trend. Now, we do have to worry about terrorism, especially on college campuses now, and I think I applaud the president-elect for going out there to support those victims, and that's what leadership should do. That's what we should expect from our president, is to show up and show that he's supporting those individuals. And while he's there, I hope that he applauds that law enforcement officer for taking the action that he did and taking out a terrorist. Because in fact, that was a brave action that he took, and I'm glad that he was able to take it. And now he's a hero for taking out a terrorist.
Thank you, Sergeant Pennie. Thank you for your service to our country as well.